After spending a few days in Ninh Binh, it was time to move our Vietnam adventure somewhere else. We finally got tickets to the night sleeper train from Hanoi and we could continue northwest to Lao Cai, where mountains of Sapa region waited for us. It's hella bumpy ride, we are swaying from left to right, so I'm not really sure whether we will be able to sleep much during the night. The whole ride takes like 7 hours because the train is really slow, and I can understand why, because it's not exactly stable. It's also not exactly the cleanest thing in the world, but it's much better than expected, so I think we can survive the trip. So fingers crossed, see you in Sapa. The accommodation we booked cancelled on us last minute, so we were not sure where we will stay. But I got in touch with a kind hotel owner who even arranged a transfer from the train station in Lao Cai to Sapa, which is about an hour away by a car. We were almost in China, by the way, like a few hundred meters at this point. We got a nice room with a view at Muang Hoa Valley and Fansipan mountain, except it rained heavily the whole day. So, welcome to Sapa. If you were expecting a remote mountain village, you are probably wrong, because this is pretty much a busy city, almost as busy as Hanoi. As you probably remember, we were saying that the night sleeper trains weren't so bad, but around midnight they started blasting the air conditioning so much and we were just shivering through the whole night, and we were so happy to step out of the train, so we barely slept. So we got a few more hours of sleep during a afternoon nap because it was completely pouring when we arrived. And now we are looking for something to eat, and after that we will see what the weather thinks about our adventure. So I will keep you informed. Good morning from Sapa, and this is probably the only real good morning we had in the whole week, because it's the first night we have slept the full 8 hours and it was amazing. Like, the temperature here is around 20 degrees Celsius, so it was really comfortable for sleeping. And now off to the trails. The trail is hella sketchy so far. Like, it's muddy, it's super narrow, and it's completely overgrown with whatever all the plants here are. So the trail is sketchy, but the views are pretty good. The trails around Sapa are pretty narrow, so it is easy to get stuck behind a chicken, for example. Once somebody sticks to you, there is no escape. So beware of local ladies with baskets on their backs. The phrase "Slippy, I go with you" will stick with me for the rest of my life. We have finally managed to shake off the unwanted guides. Like, the local people are just trekking uphill. At the moment they find a tourist, they stick to you like a glue, and after that they try to sell you all the stuff they have for pretty high sums. But we are on the waterfall. But we have learned our lesson, and we will be more careful to attract more unwanted guides. And there was a lot of rain during the past day, so there should be enough water for the waterfall to look beautiful, so we will see. The water was mostly muddy, so it wasn't as beautiful as expected, but still pretty nice. The bamboo can be freakishly tall. Like, look at the patch right here behind me. The Sapa area is famous for hiking trails and beautiful terraced rice fields. There are some traces of unknown human activity dating to 15th century. Carved stones were found in the area, but their purpose and origin remain a mystery. We are starting to get a little bit tired. The treks are pretty difficult with the mud and everything is pretty steep uphill, and there's apparently water buffalo having a bath, which, well, is interesting, I guess. So, hello, second or third day in Sapa, depends how you count our first day when we were mostly sleeping. We have reached Ket village today, but let me tell you what a scam. Like, the village is not very pretty actually, and they even charge you entry fee about 150,000 Vietnamese dong, which is, I don't know how many dollars, probably 6 USD. Like, it's very small village, not very pretty. They just charge you to walk through, and they try to sell you all kinds of stuff that's everywhere in Sapa. We have also bought these bracelets as a protection charm from local hiking guides and children and everybody trying to sell us something. We basically just show that we have bought something, please don't sell us any more stuff. The Ket village was interesting. The area around the village is beautiful, especially the rice terrace is deeper in the valley. But the center of the village just feels like a tourist trap. The waterfalls were nice, and at least we spent some money, which will hopefully help the region somehow, just so you know what to expect. The area was always mostly agricultural, but tourism boomed in the 90s. We talked a bit with the owner of the hotel we stayed in. It was a family business, and 50 years ago, they were the only real hotel in Sapa. Since then, countless new hotels were built. So basically the whole Sapa is one big hotel. Around this time we had to start planning what to do after we leave Sapa. I have two questions for you, which will be important for the next episode. Do you think it is a good idea to book a fancy boat ride in Halong Bay over WhatsApp and send them part of the money ahead over Revolut direct transfer? Also, do you think it will be possible to find a taxi in Hanoi at 5 AM which will take you 200 kilometers away? Stay tuned to find out. So, most of the food packaging here up in the mountains is sort of bloated. And the question is this going to blow when we go up there? Let's find out. We watched the cloudy top of Fansipan mountain every day. The moments where we could really see the top were pretty rare, but we had to give it a try. The climb takes usually 2 or 3 days, but experienced hikers can do it within a day. We decided to take a cable car instead, and the whole ride takes about 20 minutes. It was probably the most expensive thing we did in Vietnam. It was like 25 euros. In comparison, the train tickets from Hanoi to Lào Cai cost around 6 euro. The Fansipan cable car even holds 2 Guinness World Records. One for the longest non-stop free-rope cable car in the world, spanning 6.3 kilometers, and the second one for the greatest elevation difference by a non-stop free-roped cable car for the 1,410 meters. Welcome to Fansipan. I'm not sure how much you can see, because this is the beautiful view we have. And it is starting to rain a little bit, so not the best weather, but the weather is sort of cloudy here at the top most of the time anyway, so nothing you can do about that. It was pretty good downstairs, down in the Sapa village. And in the early morning during the sunrise, the peak was clear of clouds, but the first cable car going up is around 9 a.m. and by the time it was completely cloudy, so we can only hope that maybe it clears up for a moment, but probably not, so enjoy the clouds. Let me tell you, holy heck, that is a lot of stairs. So, the first section of the stairs is behind us, but there is so many more stairs to go. Fansipan, with its 3,143 meters, is the highest mountain in Vietnam. The name, except for sounding like fancy pants, could mean the giant rock, which makes sense, or Azalea Mountain, which also makes sense due to prevalent azalea vegetation on the mountain. Fansipan was our last checkpoint in Sapa. We booked tickets for the sleeper train from Lao Cai to Hanoi. We arranged the evening transfer from Sapa to Lao Cai with the hotel owner, and she ended up driving us herself. Once we boarded the sleeper train from Lao Cai to Sapa, we immediately knew that this is going to be another experience, because the cabin was quite dirty. But within 5 minutes of being in there, we had a way too close encounter with a cockroach, which I proceeded to smash with my phone. And that was our last event in Sapa region. And from here it could be only better, I hope. So, with the vision of our fancy boat ride, which will hopefully not be a scam, I will see you in the next episode. So, see you there. Bye. For all of you who are wondering, yeah, it exploded, but it was so silent we didn't even notice, so too bad.